little teeny small buzz. Shorty relocated. Man, he's way bigger in Atlanta than he is in Baltimore. He's way bigger in Miami than he is in Baltimore. But he was pushing and bumping his music here. Ain't nobody giving no love. The producer, Jay Oliver, he was doing so, man, with the movie. He was trying to get his brand up there so heavy. He was on Captain's doing beats for free, helping other artists out. They wouldn't give Shorty no love. Even when he come back to Baltimore, they treat him like a regular dude. I went and visited him 3 times up in Dallas. They treat Jay Oliver like he a celebrity in Dallas. When he go in the restaurants, anybody know him. I'm up there, I'm like, God damn. I was shocked because when he come in, motherfuckers don't see him. He in Dallas, they down there making it seem like he just walked off the runway. And I'm looking like, damn. And then I seen my homeboy the other day, and he was like, yo, you gotta get out of here, yo. He was like, for some reason, out of town, Baltimore don't have that support, that uplift, and that motivation to help get the next person to the next level. And the things that catch on here is the extreme, diabolic, raunchy stuff. Yes. The reason why Lil Scooter had caught a wave here, it's way more talented artists in Baltimore that will blow him out the water that I can name by name. He caught on because everything he was talking about was extremely not just street and ratchet, but him and them little dudes they was with, they was running around robbing people, they was selling a lot of drugs, people knew his father, people knew that. So that helped his wave. The reason why Young Moose got the name he got is because of his father and the things they've done in the hood, and they be robbing and shooting people. But people don't know behind the backstory, all that shit. That's why a young Scooter got killed, because this little crew, they was robbing people, they was sticking people up, all that, like, yeah. But it's like, if you spit in that, Baltimore be loving the extremely ratchet. It's like,
and I mean, you know,
and that ain't my brand,
people really don't want help. They don't want help. So, you know, for businesses that's trying to help, oh man. Aren't you ready? So you can't hear anything because the mixer is messed up. But we're about to go live. Good evening. Welcome to Open Wide with Neeuq on WMSK Online Radio. We come to you on the airwaves at 7 p.m., 7 to 9 every Monday night. This is the home of the Show Underwood Morning Show. I hope you had a great weekend, Monday, blah, blah, blah. But we're here in the studio. We have a few announcements. But before we get into that, I want to always welcome my wonderful co-host, Mr. Wesley Hawkins of the Neeuq Project. Wesley?
How you doing, world? Y'all know we back in action. Back here, you know, trying to give y'all a good time and we enjoy ourselves as well. But I want to talk about the Neeuq Project, which is a mentorship program here, located in Baltimore, the home, but we also work in DC. We do college readiness, entrepreneurship, life skills, character building. We help the kids get, you know, school uniforms. We help out for Christmas, Thanksgiving, and a lot of other things in the community. We do community cleanup every weekend on Saturdays, 9 to 11, and we do a lot of community service and just, you know, a lot of things in the community. If you want to be a volunteer, if you want to be a mentor, if you want to donate, you can go on my website at www.dearnoleader.org, or you can contact me directly, 424-653-7663.
Right. Aisha.
Hey, y'all.
That's the next Wendy Williams. She a little shy, but she gonna be warming up sooner than later. So I told you last week, let's mark your calendars. October the 20th, we're gonna be celebrating Domestic Violence Month. It's the annual 50 Shades of Blue conference. So we're doing it again. Lady Blue, in conjunction with wmskonlieradio.com, presents the 4th annual 50 Shades of Blue Domestic Violence Awareness Conference. Join us as we step up and continue to fight against intimate partner violence. Experience this wonderful event on October the 20th from 12 to 6 at the Furley Recreational Center at 4633 Furley Avenue in Baltimore, Maryland. Make sure you're there. So we have 2 locked-in speakers and a host of dynamic speakers amazing local entertainment, giveaways, vendors, workshops, food, and loads of fun. There will be wheelchair accessibility, ample parking, and even a playground for the kids. So what are you waiting on? Make sure you go to Eventbrite, get your tickets. Just search 4th Annual 50 Shades of Blue Baltimore, or click the flyer on the wmskonlieradio.com website. Children 6 and under get in for free. With a paying adult or students ages 7 to 17, you must have a ticket to enter the event. Group rates are available. For more information on sponsorship opportunities, please email 50shadesofbluebaltimore@gmail.com. We will see you there. I will be speaking at that event. Hopefully my man Wesley comes out and supports, because they love our domestic violence discussion.
I'll be there.
So make sure you support. That's 50 Shades of Blue Baltimore @gmail.com. Is the 4th Annual 50 Shades of Blue Conference. It's going to be in Baltimore City, the Furley Recreational Center, 4633 Furley Avenue, October 20th, 12 to 6 p.m. We will see you there. All right, y'all. I missed y'all. It's been a whole week. Since I had somebody to argue with, Wesley.
Why you gotta point me out? Yeah.
So we were before we came on air, we were talking about goals and ambitions, and we were talking about whether or not the people here in Baltimore are supportive of many efforts that come out. If you're not like a rapper or like a artist of some sort, like tattoo artist, or I just don't know of any real service-oriented people who get known and get a good following here in Baltimore. So the question is do you feel you get great support in your own city? Specifically, Baltimoreans, we're trying to hear from you. We know that Aisha is from
New York.
Yes. So, she can go up there and make earrings and probably blow up. So, what do you think about that? What do you think about the support that people here get?
I think it's hard in New York as well. Like, New York is, first of all, it's overcrowded. There's a lot of people that want to be rappers, a lot of basketball players, there's a lot of competition.
Right.
So I think it's the same everywhere you go. Some people have the talent and some people don't. There's some basketball players that's better than LeBron and Michael Jordan. They're not in the league.
Right.
It's like that.
What about you, Wesley? What do you think?
I think certain places got a certain feel for it, and they have different ways of how they go by doing things. Like, I've been to Atlanta a bunch of times, and I know their structure is a lot different from what Baltimore's structure is. Atlanta, I'm not saying, there's nobody there feeling like there's no support, but Atlanta definitely has a different support structure than Baltimore does. Atlanta, how they do is, they like to collaborate and help each other. And if one person is on and somebody else is working, they work together because they look at it like, if you got fans, I might not have the same fans. So let's figure this out, how we can pull each other up. See, in Baltimore, that mentality is not like that. The mentality of Baltimore is, I don't have nothing, and I ain't helping you get nothing either.
Right, you're not gonna get more.
You ain't gonna have more than me.
Right.
You ain't gonna be flyer than me. You ain't gonna get more cash than me. You ain't gonna have more success than me. You're not gonna be in a better position than me. And if we going for the same thing, you definitely not going, outdo me. So if I can't get it, you not getting it either. I've seen too many situations here where those people could actually work together and collaborate to gain more success collectively, but they didn't do that. They all went against each other and started to pull each other down. And if you feel like somebody's doing better than you or have an upper hand, you trying to figure out what to do to pull them down. And that's not good. You know what I'm saying? That's not good. Right. And it's competition every state. what you were just saying, you know, it's competition every state, especially if you're living in a high populated area.
Right.
But the level of support is different in certain states and demographics.
Right. I definitely agree with that. And you know, when you were talking about fan bases, what I'm suggesting or alluding to is that you have to be in some type of artistry to get a fan base.
Right.
But what about those organizations that set out and their mission is to actually help people, uplift the community, and do things like that? You can't even get people to give $10. You know, give $10 to this cause, is a really good cause, or whatever. And you know, people were thinking like, oh, well, she's not gonna get rich off of my $10. I can't get rich off of your $10. And it's really not about getting rich. Like
Right.
for example, my organization is almost 3 years old. And you know, I really don't talk about it a lot on the air or whatever, but basically, I was a teenage mother. I had a whole lot of adversities that I had to deal with. So when I was 19, I wrote this program, and it's a pregnancy prevention program, but it teaches things that kids aren't learning at home, like character building, financial literacy, just a whole lot of stuff to make them more well-rounded so that they can make better decisions about their sexual health, right? So I said, you know, what makes this program unique is that we also target the young men, because how else are these girls getting pregnant?
Right.
Without the young men. And a lot of programs ignored them and didn't address them at all. So, you know, after, you know, I've tried to get moving, get started several times. And so this last time I actually got up and running. We have CPR, first aid training, you know, and a lot of time, and the way I designed this program is I wanted it to be like a one-stop shop, right? We could do everything at this place. So, of course, you would need to collaborate, get friends, you know, people who have, because I can't go to school forever and get every single certification,
Right.
you know, so if I need a nurse, if I need a therapist and all this other kind of stuff, it's unfortunate, but people don't want to be partners or collaborate.
Right.
They're like, you know, well, you're going to have to do that on your own because I'm going to try to do my own thing, you know, so, yeah, phone down. So it's like if you can't get collaborators, how do you get big? You know, and when you see these companies that do get big and they blow up and stuff like that, it's because it's a group of them doing it. Don't think that it's just one person behind it, because you got to have certifications in a lot of stuff, especially service type industries. Somebody has to hold the certification. One person can't do it all.
Right.
But why is it that we can't, as African American people, collaborate, get together, work together? You use your certification. You go to school for this. I'll go to school for this. You go to school for that. And then we all come together. People are so afraid to partner because people get greedy.
Yes.
A lot of these programs get shut down for misappropriating funds. Like I was going to do a group home. I was ready. I'm on point, getting ready to go to the thing and everything like that. All of a sudden they say, oh no, we don't do the single point of entry anymore, because people started misappropriating the funds, stealing the money, not taking care of the children and stuff like that. So people really don't want to get in those situations and get burned. And that's basically what happens. You get in these partnerships, you get burned. So what do you think about that?
Me personally, I think a lot of people have the wrong mindsets. Because sometimes, if you, like you just said, you can't do nothing alone. And no successful mogul, no successful business, no successful organization, kingdom, or whatever you want to call it, is successful off of one man or one woman's doings. So for any team to be successful, everybody is bringing something to the table, and everybody is working towards the same goal, but they're doing it in different ways, and they're bringing it together.
Right. So how do you look for that mentality in other people? Because what if I come to you, I sound like I'm serious about my business, and what are you looking for in that mentality?
I guess like-minded individuals, like people who have, the same
Vision and
vision,
dream.
right? Same,
That was
goal.
discipline. You gotta see people's work ethics too, You can't have somebody that's always some people, it might be your dream and not that person's dream, and they're just there to help you, and they're really not there for. They just want to support you.
Exactly.
But even that, sometimes you can care for people and try to bring them along, but sometimes caring for certain people too much can actually hold you back.
Yes.
Yep.
Because you can continue.
You said that.
Me personally, I've been through that. I've been through, the situation where I cared for somebody. It's not like a relationship where somebody I was with is, a relationship for, a family. I cared too much, whereas those, I'm like, you're my family. So if I'm gonna reach certain things, you gotta do it too. Or we gonna get it together. Or I got your back. Or I'm gonna pull you with me. But they didn't have the same energy. They didn't have the same effort. They wasn't bringing nothing to the table. Only thing they was doing was taking. So regardless if it's family or not, you need assets and not liabilities. So when you're trying to be successful, when you're trying to do better, when you're trying to be great, you can't just have a whole boatload of liabilities. You gotta have some assets on your team or you're worth nothing. That's just like with like when they say net worth. You can't have just a whole long list of liabilities but have no assets. You're in the negative. You're in the red. You're not in the green. And I had to learn that through life that as much as I love or cared for a person, they didn't have the same drive or energy. They didn't have the same, because I'm looking at it like, we from the hood, we struggle, we grown, we need to get out of here. We don't want to live like this no. He wasn't with it. He was more so on, he wanted to stay where he was at. And it didn't, things got extremely bad and he went to prison. And now he's like, I wish I heard you. But at that point, you got all these years in jail. I can't do nothing now.
Right.
Because now it's beyond me. I can't break the wall down to get you out. You know what I'm saying? And you're really not bringing up to the table because you're in prison. And that's, and that's what I be trying to teach our young men.
The right industry, though, he has now become like, he's got that patch. In certain industries that would work for him. So tonight we're talking about how do you get support in your own city? Do you think that when you have an initiative, do you think that people in Baltimore are supportive of that initiative? That's what we're talking about right now. So, and that's my heart. I like to bring people along. I'm like, we can do this. Like, believe in yourself, we can do it, we can get moving or whatever. But again, like you said, it's my vision. It's not their vision. So I'm just bringing them along and they become dead weight. So I've never really been into trying to be the popular person. So sometimes, people think I'm a mean person, and I probably can be. But, I don't think that I'm as sociable or whatever, not that I'm not a friendly person, but when I was like, hey, how are you? Probably not.
Right.
And you probably think I got an attitude, but I'm just, I don't have anything to say, So I don't know. So what is it going to take? How do you build that following? Because you're much more sociable than I am.
Yeah, well, I mean, I'm extremely sociable and I'm out there, but my message is basically strictly positive. My message is about motivation and uplifting. to be honest, as much as I'm out there, it's people who have way bigger followings than me because of the message. See, people might know the truth, but they don't want to hear the truth.
Right.
So when you hear somebody like me coming up and down your timeline, and I'm saying, instead of buying those $600 or $700 heels, instead of keep buying all those Jordans, instead of buying all these Rolexes, instead of buying all these expensive items that don't mean anything, invest in this business, invest in buying land, invest in buying property or ownership. When you have somebody like me, a lot of people don't really want to hear that. You have a select few of individuals who want to hear what I'm speaking on. But if you have a young man that is on Instagram or Facebook or Twitter or whatever social media that he's a part of, and he has a bucket of guns, and he loading them up, cocking them, flashing them, middle finger up. Shorty getting 1,000, 2,000, 5,000 likes and followers, and he's posting guns, and people keep on saying they have a problem with it, and now kids getting shot and killed, and people getting robbed every day. But you are simply promoting and uplifting these young men point guns. And then when you look at the women, I talked on this before. If you have a young woman who is building up a business and she's living a positive life, but she dressed really nice but wholesome, she got a few followers or likes. But as soon as you have a woman that's online, damn near showing her whole vagina online, she gets a big following. She gets a whole bunch of likes and she get a lot of love and she got all these fans, and I just don't get it. How in a time where it's the woman that's busting her tail to graduate from some type of program or build some type of business or do anything positive, she's getting overlooked. But the woman who's online doing nothing but showing her vagina, her boobs, and her tail, we are praising and uplifting and liking and supporting and following, and I don't get it.
So when it's something that you're interested in or something that you're going to support, what are you looking for? Because, I keep saying to myself, I have to find a niche. But my thing, I want to help people. I want to help.
I mean, that is your niche, though.
Yeah, right. But it's that, I'm just like, I don't know that, I don't know what these children, this generation that we're raising right now, I cannot imagine what they would have to do to make a reasonable living 20 years from now. I cannot imagine, because they're not trying to get any work ethic or anything. They're just, they're thinking all of these things just fall in their lap. Yeah, nobody wants to really work, or if the conditions at work aren't what they want, they're leaving.
Yeah.
Yeah, so, I mean, their status in 20 years from now, I mean, like, what do y'all think?
But that's what I mean about, certain things. Like nowadays, these kids getting to do anything. Like, social media has blinded so many people to reality and work ethic. We're making kids famous just being like
on YouTube.
Anything. Like, all right. And I'm not hating on their craft. What I'm saying is you got kids out here going on high buildings, jumping off of them from a high building to try to see if they hurt themselves or they don't get hurt, just to get views and likes.
Right.
You got kids running in front of cars, trying to flip over a driving car while it's moving just to get likes. You got kids throwing their bodies in like anything to get likes. And it's like, once you get a certain amount of likes and following off the silly, foolish stuff you do, now you can turn that into money.
Right.
So now you got these kids not even thinking about a career. They just thinking about what's the most silliest thing they can do online to get likes and looks, to become famous.
Right.
And now they can get a paycheck from that.
Right. So Shanetta is saying it's not that she, meaning the woman who, is working hard for her stuff, is being overlooked. It's just that she's not giving a show. But
no, they're getting overlooked.
Yeah, I mean, because people don't support them. They won't.
What was her name? Shanetta, they getting overlooked. And what I mean by overlook Shanetta, if I go look at a young girl page right now that's in law school or nursing school or
she got about 500 fans.
And barber school or something, Shanetta, if I go look at a young girl page who dresses extremely well, but she's not showing no cleavage or no booty, she got 500 or 1,000, maybe 2,000 or 3,000 friends or followers. The girl that ain't doing nothing but showing her body off every single day, she got 500,000, 600,000, 700,000, 1.5 million followers. She got TV shows. They give her interviews. She traveling around the world, and all she doing is clapping her tail. She ain't did nothing significant, if that's the right word, in life.
That's right.
But she got big following. Everybody want to know who she is. She on the show. Like, come on. That's what I mean by overlook. Because the one girl that's sitting down reading her law book or her nurse book or learning how to do nails properly.
Or reading the book just in general.
Yeah. So she then said, in reference to your next point, she was saying it's not the children, it's the parents that use these kids. And a lot of parents do exploit their children.
Oh, they do.
To get on a come up and get rich or get popular or whatever. Just like the two little twin girls, the one with the African mother and the white father. I forgot what their names were.
I know who you're talking about.
Yeah. So their father was or the mother's husband. He had some racist things up on his Twitter that he then turned into the girls' page, and that blew up. So somebody came along, the racist remarks that he made on that page, and then they were ridiculed for that. But they are getting likes and getting popular and doing all of this because twins are a lot more rare than single birth kids. So, you do something real cute or whatever, you get popular and stuff like that. So people do exploit their kids, just like the one with the girls who were in that little modeling or dancing little pageant thing.
Oh.
What's the big white lady is their coach or whatever, and they were doing like the pageantry and stuff like that.
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, so that's or like the dancing dolls or whatever. Yeah. I don't watch TV, but stuff like that. People live vicariously through their children.
Yeah.
And where does that leave the kids?
We do. We live vicariously through our children because I'm gonna say why. For me, my son, I was shy growing up. I'm still shy, as you can see.
Yes.
So I try to I would never play sports. I don't want nobody looking at me. I don't want the limelight. I don't want that. I like to be behind the scenes. But for my son, I wanted to put him in football, basketball, baseball. I want him to feel comfortable in his own skin, where I didn't feel comfortable in my own skin. So I put him out there. So yeah, I lived through him.
But that's not exploitation.
No, I didn't say I was exploiting. I just said I lived vicariously through him. I didn't say exploitation. No, I'm not exploiting him so he could be the next LeBron James. Even though that's what he think he could be, but I can't tell because he don't practice. You hear me? I say him. Go ahead.
And then I don't know if the phone is working, but the number is 570-763-9675. You can try 570-763-9675. You are making some really good points. So she's saying in reference to the lady who is, the educated lady and stuff like that, she chooses who she wants to follow her, and the thought is going to affect everyone so that they can get the attention. And and that's my case because I don't want to just have anybody on my social media. If we have a few mutual friends and then you come in my inbox and you being stupid, I'm deleting you. Like, no. Like, so don't think you're going to get, no. I'm not even the type of person. I know I do a lot of talking, but you're not just going to get my butt by coming in my inbox. It's not happening.
But that's not even, what she's speaking on, okay, that's a food. That's a food. A lot of people don't have their page private, and they out here getting it popping out here. Seriously. I know some females that I follow, they page in private, and they out here getting it popping. Like seriously, getting it popping. They don't have 400,000. You know why I ain't showing that ass? They ain't doing the silly stuff that people.
But sex sells though.
Like, yeah, but what I'm saying is, it's like, it's to the point where as though we got these kids not having no aspirations to want to be great. You got these young girls that don't want to do nothing now. All they want to do is show their tail. You got young girls, I'm telling you, like, you got young girls, you ask them what they want to do and be when they grow up, the only thing they talk about is video vixens, or I want to be a dancer, or, you feel what I'm saying, I'm going to get this. Yo, these little girls be saying, I'm going to get this, I'm going to get my bag, Mr. Hawkins. I'm going to run it up. I'm going to run these bags. I'm like, yo, we training these kids. We training these kids, especially these little girls, you know, and these young men to not value women. And I feel like a lot of, like I say it all the time, men are failing at a high rate, but I also feel like right now, women don't understand how they are damaging the other generation that's coming behind them of other women and other young men, because the value on women is falling so low because everything is being given up so easy.
WMSK online radio. This is Open Wide with Neeuq. Hello. No.
We hear what she's telling me. I hit myself on. We can hear what she got to say.
All right, let's put your. All right, so we want to try to. All right, what's the number?
424-653-7663. I want to hear what she got to say, because I want to know what she's taking up for these little. I can't.
You don't even know what you want to call them.
I don't want to call nobody no names.
The sultry characters. But you know, and it is very unfortunate, because you know, if girls are feeling that the only thing that they are worth is, you know, showing your body and stuff like that, you know, it can be distracting. It can be distracting. So, you know, and that's why in my program, I focus on that. I want you to know that you don't have to wear the sexiest clothes that you can find in the store. You can be an African queen like me and wear, you know, these little things, and still be cute, sexy to me.
And that's what it's about, and that's what I be saying. It's like a lot of these girls and young women. I don't know what he's going to do over there, but a lot of these girls,
he wants your attention.
And young women are selling themselves short just to be seen.
If they don't know better.
But that's my point, and that's what I mean by I feel like things are getting even worse. Have all this stuff always been around? Yes. Have porn stars always been around? Yes. Have strip clubs always been around? Yes. Sex has always sold, stuff like that. But I feel like it has got so far out of hand that the negative things are what's way more positive over anything positive. Negativity spreads like wildfire.
It does.
Like, seriously, it spreads like wildfire.
Yeah, and I mean, I don't know. I think we have a very long way to go, but the status of households, I think, is where we find our largest means of just blocking goals. Like what's happening in your household, you know, and it's sad, because poverty is doing a lot as well. Because nobody wants to be poor. As a matter of fact, some people were saying, you know, they were poor and didn't even know that they were poor. But nowadays, if you're poor, you know it.
Right.
You know it. It's not like, you know, everybody is poor. Nobody really knows that we're poor. We're rich on life and all that other kind of stuff. No, when you're poor, you know you're poor. Everybody else knows that you're poor or whatever. And people feel like everybody can be LeBron James. Everybody can be Lil Wayne. Everybody can be, you know, Beyonce. You know, so they chase those things that they feel like are getting the most recognition and stuff like that. When I see positive images come across my news feed, I'm going to share that.
Right.
It is important, you know, and a lot of times, you know, even before, you know, you get old enough to be in a relationship, I mean, people haven't learned to embrace who they are, learn to be, that mentality. Something has to mold it and shape it and help it develop into what it is. But if you don't have that, I don't know what we're expecting. What are you expecting, Weston? If nobody is shaping it, molding it, developing it, what are you expecting it to be? Hey, Jamal, we're talking about whether or not people in our community are supportive towards our efforts, specifically Baltimore. Why do we have to move out of Baltimore to be recognized for doing something great? All right, back to you.
You asked me.
Who's shaping that mentality?
In some cases, I because I am from the hood, I do understand that a lot of this stuff is not taught in the home. A lot of this stuff is not taught in the community, and they don't see this stuff on a daily basis. But I also know that that's not always the case. And even if it is taught, because negativity seems cooler, because negativity seems like it's the wave, you can have positive images, you can have positive influences, you can have positive reinforcement, you can have a positive parent. And these kids and these youth and some individuals are still choosing to go all the way negative. And I feel like
because you're not popular if you're all the way positive.
And that's what I'm saying.
But that's what they look for. They look for that popularity. They look for, that recognition and stuff like that. So if you're not giving it to them, or if they're not getting enough of it.
And that's what I mean by the wrong things are being supported. You know what I'm saying? Like when these kids, or not even kids, adults or people get stomped out on the bus.
Oh yeah.
Everybody watching it and commenting and laughing about it and saying world star and all that stuff. But if it's you under that pile and 5 people stomping on your head, you're not happy. You don't want that spread on the world. But because it's somebody else, you laughing at that wig getting ripped off. You laughing at that body getting cut up or tore down. You laughing at that face getting stomped there because it's not you. But if it's your son, if it's your daughter, if it's your brother or your niece, no, you don't feel good in that moment. But if it's not you, you watching and laughing and smiling and putting little comments and you resharing it.
Yeah.
You don't want that to happen. That's the problem nowadays. It's like until something happened to you, you think it's funny. But once you the one, and that's why I be telling people, like, if it's your son, tell him he doing wrong. I don't care if that's your husband, tell him he doing wrong, because you know why? When you supporting your son or your husband robbing somebody or doing wrong and you ain't saying nothing, and then when that comes back to your family or your home, and then now we crying, and now we sad, or now we praying, or now we saying, why my son? No, that's the energy that was put out there.
Okay, so again, it's self-preservation. So if he's out here, he's selling drugs, he's robbing people, or whatever he's doing, or whatever that I should not approve of, if there in fact is some type of benefit to me, I don't care that he's doing it. I don't care that somebody else is a victim.
But you won't care when it's your baby
when
father.
He becomes a victim.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's my exact point. Because people praising the shooter, but this young man or young girl that just got shot or stabbed, that she's no longer around, what about his or her son or daughter? What about his or her siblings? What about their bills? What about their life? What about what's going on with them? Like, people not thinking about what's going on with others. You killing or shooting or stabbing or robbing somebody, what if that happens to you?
Right. So, I mean, and again, it's unfortunate, but, even when I worked in a prison, those expectations, those consequences, all of that was an expectation of their demise. Like, if I'm out here, I'm being a drug dealer, I'm going to be okay with going to jail. I'm going to be okay with dying.
Hold on.
Okay, we have a phone call. Yes, Janetta, share with us, please. Yes. What can you say to help us? Can you hear us?
Yeah, I can hear you. So I'm going back on to what's his name again?
Wesley.
Wesley.
So what was we about to talk about, Wesley?
You were talking about the video vixen versus the educated woman and why they're not getting attention. Do you have something going in the background? We're getting a lot of feedback.
Okay, now listen. They're not getting the attention because they choose not to have certain people follow them for that attention. Now, technically, you can click and delete and add whoever you want to be your friend versus the bots that really need that attention and want that attention because they're not getting the right attention. They're going to set everybody into set. So that's why I say they're not being overlooked. It's by choice.
No. That's not necessarily true because I know a bunch of females whose page is not private, but they not living a certain lifestyle. And since they not living that lifestyle, they don't have over 2,000 and 3,000 and 20,000 and 100,000 followers. Their page is open to the world, but
I understand that, but they choose to befriend people that have the same lifestyle as them. You get what I'm saying? It's not because, okay, yeah, I know a lot of people like that too, but they choose to have who are in their circle to recognize the realness in them, not the fakeness. You get what I'm saying?
I kind of understand what you're saying, but my point is, nowadays, what's popular is the negativity. What's popular is the flashiness. What's popular is the quick way to do things. And when I was making that point, I was basically saying what I mean by overlooked. And when I say that is, it's women that I know who are busting their tail, trying to start their business, get that company off the ground, go to college, working, taking care of their kids and doing things like that. And they not getting any type of respect or credit or gratitude for living as a wholesome, well-kept woman. But the women that you see showing their thighs and their booty and their breasts and then their vagina every day, they got 1 million followers. They got 2 million followers. They the ones get the TV shows. They the ones get the radio shows. They the ones that people tell them they want to follow. They the ones that these little girls, when I am at the schools, these little girls are speaking on these women.
So what does that say about people's interest level? Because if I went down my thing and I'd be trying to befriend everybody that's in my suggested friends, what does it say about the interest level of the people who are befriending the vixens? That means they are negative or they are, they don't share the same mindset. And I guess that's what she's saying. I'm interested in seeing bodies and, sex and stuff like that. So I'm going to gravitate towards people who are showing that. But if that's not what I'm interested in, I'm going to skip that pic. Oh, she looked like she's going to school. Like, click next.
Yeah, that's a lot, but you gotta understand, like I was saying, it's still by choice. They're not overlooked. And the reason why I fought with friends, because you have to realize negativity falls in the parent's perspective. You have, this is not like my kids. My kids like all that Jordan stuff and all that, but when they was first born all the way up to this age, the reason why they want the Jordan stuff now because they see other people.
Exactly.
But you have to make them realize they still know materialistic is nothing. So you can walk around with pants eyes on, you can walk around from clothes to Target or thrift store, all that. It starts from the parent. So if you make your child think, oh, I gotta be flashy, they don't want to be flashy. Just like the parents, these parents nowadays that's 24, 25, they drop their kids up like they can be 8 months and drop them up like they 5.
So let me ask you this. So then if you didn't buy your children and stuff, how do you think they are going to be treated when they go to school and everybody else has it?
If you raise your kids, don't worry about what people say about you and don't think about
X for coming to school with, ugly shoes on. Like they probably don't know the labels and stuff. But
that's why you have to make your child strong enough to realize, like, yeah, I can afford it. Yeah, we can afford it. See, you have to have them thinking, like, I know I can afford that. My mom, we just choose not to. So it starts from raising a child on to thinking how you want them to think and perceive life. And if you perceive life and find out, oh, you gotta get this, you gotta get that, that's how they want to grow up thinking. If you perceive it with, though, that shit don't mean nothing. Well, excuse me for cussing. That don't mean nothing. That don't mean nothing in life. It's nothing but materialistic. You can't die with it. You can't. When you die, somebody else is going to burn it. Somebody else is going to go to a thrift store. So you have to raise them knowing it's materialistic items.
No,
it comes and it goes.
I agree, but society can have impact and influence on that. But I do agree with you saying.
But the parents have the most impact on their child. If you let your child run out there, they're going to run out there. Somebody else going to teach your child before you can. So parents have the most impact on their child.
So let me ask you this, because I don't know that I necessarily agree with that. Or I think that it really depends on the parent. Right. Because, you can teach your children all kinds of stuff. But when they get out there, they're in front of their peers. Right. They're doing, they are going to do what they want to do at that moment, despite what it is that you taught them.
I don't agree with that, because there's kids out here that, like, if you teach your child to be a leader, they won't be a leader. My parents never taught me to be a leader. I taught myself to be a leader and not a follower. So I had everybody doing what I wanted to do. And the only reason why I had to teach myself is because I didn't want to follow what my parents done and how their life was. So, right. it like I said, it boils down to the parent. So if you teach your child to be a leader, in that situation, they can go into any situation, they either want to try to pull their friends about the situation, or leave, or bounce their house. So it starts from the parent.
I agree with both of you. I get what you're saying, and I get what she's saying. But what I'm saying is society and who you're around and your environment can have some influence. And your parents do have a very strong influence. So I went to city school my entire life, and I'm from the hood. One of my brothers, he never went to city school, and he didn't grow up how I did. When I went around, he went to a private school. When I went around his schools and his friends, they were basically all white. I'm not saying they didn't have name brand stuff, but I would see these white kids with boat shoes on, damn near with holes in them. But if you go to their house, their parents' house looked like a mansion, and they got whole driveways filled with cars. They got four-wheelers. They got a whole big land and plot. Them white kids at Towson University, them white kids that go to Boys Latin and McDonough, they wearing wrinkled shirts to school. They don't care about what their plaid shirt look like when they go to school. But guess what? Their house is a big mansion. But when you go,
bank account,
their bank accounts and savings. But when you go in the urban community, our kids got the Louis belts on, the Gucci belts on, and we damn near live in an abandoned building.
So are you suggesting that the urban children have the same opportunities, but instead of buying a Louis or whatever?
I wouldn't know. I would never say we had the same opportunity. No. Never. I would never.
Technically, we do, like, you gotta realize, like I said, it's all from the parents. It's all from the parents.
No.
Because if our parents would have that mindset as the white people, if their parents would have that mindset, then it would be passed down.
So no, that's deeper. We don't have the same opportunity because systematically we are thousands of steps behind. But can our parents and our lifestyle catch it and how we live catches up? Yes, we can catch up in a certain extent, but we are so far behind that we don't need equality. Black people need equity. Equity is giving you what you actually need and not giving everybody the same. So what I mean by that is Black people are 1,000 or 2,000 or 5,000 steps behind white Americans. So if you give two people 10 steps and a white man is 2,000 steps ahead of me, and I'm a Black man and I'm negative 2,000 steps, but they give us 10 steps,
Yeah, you're not catching up.
I'm not catching up to him.
Somebody else wants to argue. What's the number?
All right, we got to get another call in. Nice, thanks for calling in.
Well, I can get off this phone. I'll call back in.
All right,
Okay. Okay, 44.
653-7663.
I want to add something to that, what he was
All right,
saying.
come on, Jamel, call in 424-653-7663.
I want to add something to what Wesley was saying about the private schools and the city schools. Well, I sent my son to a private school.
Go ahead, big shot.
And yeah, because I said I wanted to try to do that for his high school years.
Mm-hmm.
And it is totally a difference.
Totally.
Now, my son, he didn't like the school. He did it for a year or whatever. He wants to go to a public school.
Mm-hmm.
Not one in the city, but it's in the county. So I was like,
That don't make it any better.
I know,
Nowadays,
I know, but I was just saying the different, I wasn't the city, it was the county. So I was like, I went to the school and I saw how these kids was looking, grills in their mouth.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, ugh. Culture shock. It was a culture shock from seeing these men dress up every day. If you look good, you might feel good.
Absolutely.
But if you are dressing, you got the pants below the butt, the gold teeth in the mouth,
your persona changes.
And
Yeah.
that's the thing, like, it's kids that's what I mean by society can have an influence.
Yeah.
Because you have some kids that have never, ever, ever, ever even lived in the urban community or lived in the urban hood, but because of the influence of the black communities, now they have to act and portray that. Hutch? What's going on, Hutch?
We have another call. What's up, Hutch? Talk to us.
Check this out. To be honest, it sounds all good with that you was talking about, and I'm not going to use that one up there. But when you have a child that is out here and then we got the next child who got Jordan on and whatever else, Louis or whatever else is going on out here these days, they're not trying to hear that, Mom, how can I get that, or I need this, or, you know what I'm saying? So we don't start at the house, because we can provide all that good stuff at the house and say, oh yeah, we're not going to get Jordan today, we're going to get some Payless or whatever today. Some kids are not trying to hear that.
They're not.
They not.
They're not.
You can try to take them pay less if you want to.
Right here, yeah, you sound good when they're in kindergarten and fourth grade, maybe. When they talk in the middle school and high school, everybody trying to hear all that, so this, everything sounds good. These new kids, all that good stuff. They don't go down like that. And that's why, I'm not going to, try to touch the bully subject, but a lot of that stuff comes from that as well.
Yeah.
It does.
Absolutely.
You're right.
Kids can't afford to get no Jordans. So now, they're being picked on. So now it turns into, well, I'm going to rob somebody.
Yeah.
Right.
Do this, go get this. So, yeah, our kids are looking at the wrong things and the wrong, different messages out here. But for real, it's not about the house. Because we can teach our kids all day at the house what's right from wrong. When they go out here with their peers, it's a whole different story.
Yeah, absolutely.
So Hutch, I definitely agree with you, because that's why I said, society right now is promoting a lot of this stuff. So even if you are a good parent, even if you are doing the best you can do for your son or your daughter, once they walk out that front door, they aren't in the protection of your home no more. So a lot of these kids, regardless if they mother or father poor or not, if you come into school with the bunny clothes, they cracking on you. They bullying you. They riding you, bro. Like we in our community, we struggling at a high level. But at the same time we struggling, we have put materialistic things on such a high pedestal that you got kids, and I talked about it before, you got kids with D-level report cards coming to school with Louis belts, Gucci belts, Fendi's, red bottoms. I be seeing these kids got so many name brands on, but their grades be terrible.
But you want to know why? A got more capability. So therefore, then we're gonna worry about the grade. And it's just a sad situation in our community where we not gonna worry about the grade. We want our kids to go ahead and be this fashion show and hope they're able to catch up. But they're doing it backwards. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, true. Back in the day, you go to school, if your grades ain't right, you know what your mother about to do. She's about to take that back in the day, whatever,
Nintendo, Sega, Genesis, yep.
And that's when we got.
Right.
So true.
We wasn't gonna go to school with no being fresh if our grades were right back then. Nowadays, it's a whole backward situation where there's gonna be a fashion show first, and this is in our community, it's a sad situation. There's gonna be a fashion show first, you ain't gonna get that ass whooped, oh my customer show. And you know what I'm saying? And we're gonna worry about the grades later. Well, we're not gonna worry about the grades at all. So
No, so
Yeah, we're not worried about
so-
the grades. We're conforming to what society is saying.
So-
you gotta look good.
So he's actually touched on a lot of points, and you speak on it like you actually understand that, and I like that because as far as people that know what I do in the community, I'm at a bunch of different schools and mentoring, and what you just said is exactly true in our community and in our neighborhoods. You go look at these little girls and little boys' grades, they don't be good at all. The parents not up at the school. They sending bad report cards home, but you see that little boy come to school the next day, or that little girl come to school the next day, they got the new Jordans that just came out. They sons got Louis and Gucci belts on, and I'm looking, I'm mind blown. I'm like, yo, I'm a grown man, and I'm looking, and I'm like, yo, I go to so many schools, and our parents, they worrying about their kids, like you just said, having a fashion show. But when those D grade report cards go home, or your son or daughter 4 grade levels behind, they not at the school.
But a lot of times parents aren't invested in their children's education. They're not. So anything that I want them to learn, I send them to school to learn it, and I'm expecting the school to teach them.
Right.
So that's why, we keep having this debate online about the
That's their obligation to teach these kids. Yeah, that's their job, and they went to school, degrees, to teach these kids, you know what I'm saying? But no, hey, that's just like the prison system. You keep them in there for a couple hours, a couple years, a couple months, and we send them back out to the street, and they ain't got nothing to show for it.
Exactly.
When we run our kids back to our household, we sit down with them and, going over their homework, or going over production work so they can be ahead of whatever. So when you go and say, okay, well, you got a C on this grade, last month's grade you got a B. How can we get back to that B? You know what I'm saying? It's best that we try to get to that A, but how can we get back to that B? But after that, you brought that B down to a C.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Let's go hard. Let's go hard.
Yeah, I get it, but they're not as invested in their children's education as they are in making sure they appear to be rich enough to afford this type of lifestyle. And I don't even know if it's so much about the children. If I can send my children to school with MCM and all of that other kind of stuff, that they like, dang, their mama doing good. What's going on? And you be focusing on the wrong stuff.
Right, and sometimes parents overcompensate.
Uh-huh.
They're not worried about the school stuff because the school stuff is always what they had. Their grandma had to be done and all these things. They were getting shot, and they've been keeping them belts for years and years. So they ain't even worried about that type of stuff, you know what I'm saying? So this is what it is. But we gotta be better for it.
We do. We definitely do. So Shanetta is saying y'all keep going back to the problem, the parents. Absolutely. I'm not going to take that away. Kent is saying my issue is The Common Core lessons, some teachers can't teach the course, and parents are lost too. That is very true.
That's true.
Mhm.
But didn't your
That's
sister
very
say
true.
last week that
They was
Common
getting
Core
rid
will
of-
be out?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what
So
she
so Kent, there should be some changes.
So if the parent can't get the situation when the school is at home, maybe we should have a class for parents as well. You know what I'm saying? Maybe we should have a little Saturday class.
So that's what the LeBron school is.
Yes,
doing.
that's what I was about to say. They have a
So-
GED program.
No, so I actually like that, and I agree with that. See, school needs to be a holistic approach, especially in our urban community. We can't just send our kids to school for 8 hours or 7 hours, however long school is, and then not worry about what's going on. A lot of the parents can't read, write, or count themselves.
Right.
So school needs to be a place, a community place where people can go and get educated themselves, not just the kids, but the mother and the father, because these kids are taking homework home that the mother and father can't even read.
Exactly.
Right.
Can't do it. Can't
Can't
help
do it,
them.
right.
You know. So absolutely. But in reference to that, let me say this. I am a teacher at Baltimore City Community College. Do you know why I'm not holding a class on Tuesdays and Thursdays? Because we do not have enough enrollment for them adult people to come and get their GED. They even changed the GED test where regular normal people, if I went to go take it and I'm 1 year into my PhD program, praise the Lord, y'all, 1 year down. So I'm in my second year of my PhD program, I probably cannot pass the test.
Yes.
It's ridiculous. So it's just like, you know, if this, Wesley, I will agree with you, is an agenda. So if, you know, let's send stuff home with them, with their children that they can't help them with. That's a problem. Because now I have to depend on the school to do everything as far as my child's education because I can't help them. But what can we do? Because I'm looking at Common Core like, what in the world is this?
You and I both.
So let me show you how to do it the way that I learned how to do
Exactly.
it. And then let's take that back or whatever. Because my child is not going to be left behind by not being able to get it. So thank goodness it's a lot of things. So Kent is saying it's time to teach the new way. Old school is dead to our kids. So what do you mean by that, Kent?
Okay.
What's the new way? Kent, call in. The number is
All right, y'all.
right.
That's
Thank
pretty
you much. 424-653-7663. Let's hear from you, Kent Ross. Let's hear what you have to say. So Tara is saying, how do you teach Common Core as a teacher and you don't know the curriculum you're teaching? Very true, because it's something that they threw onto them too. It's not like they prepared them.
But this
Their professional development wasn't
all
going to get
these
it.
topics that we are addressing, people get upset when I say this, but in all honesty, yes, we are behind. Yes, we are lacking. Yes, the systems are against us, but we not doing enough. Like seriously, we not doing enough as people. We not doing enough to get us ahead. We not doing enough to get us out of this situation. Like, you know they got us trapped right now. But don't stay in the trap.
Right.
It's time to fight and get up out of it. It's time to, do what we need to do so we can get out of this. It's been time. Hundreds of years ago. It's been time. And the problem is we are complacent with where we at. And it's like we don't understand. I speak on it all the time. If you do your proper reading and research, Black people is behind every single other race in America. We are last in ownership. We are last in business. We are last in production. We are number one in consumers.
Yes.
Black people buy more than anybody else, but we own the least. We got to stop living like that. But the problem is, when you go speak to our people and tell them these things, it's like they getting upset at you, and all you trying to do is tell us the real.
Right.
All we trying to do is give you the real. Black Americans are behind, even Latinos. Latinos are coming over here, which is cool. I'm cool with whoever want to come. Because they drag us over here. White people not the original people of this land. The Native Americans are. Hi, it's Bill Carter.
All right, y'all, we got a call.
How you doing?
Hey, yo.
Yeah, we here, bro.
Alright, it's Ralph. Good shit, man.
How are you, Kent?
Hey, good.
All right, so what do you want to say? What can you add to our topic?
Alright, so this topic is a good one. Not only did the Conway Coalition leave, that's great. Here's the problem that I think I go over a new way. We got to get rid of the way we used to teach the kids when we were going to school. They don't want to know about the whole history and all that stuff. You know, they're not about technology, science, and projects and stuff like that. Like I'm saying, when you go out in the world, they want to be able to be on that technology. Because right now, my son is going to the ninth grade, and all he knows is technology stuff. Xbox stuff and the tablets and text and everything. So that's and it makes it fun for them. If you make it boring kids, I'll be honest, boring. But math is boring. So I tell people that if you're a teacher, try to teach math where kids will be, understand math, but also have a good time doing it. Because math is one of the boring things I've seen in my life. But if you make it fun for them, I do at home. I mean, it's almost like they need to change that curriculum. Here in Peach County, we're going to incorporate math as a subject, but it's going to be also taught on the elementary side. Some program and technology, and not necessarily a lot of book smart, more like hands-on technology and computers. We're going to try to touch base on that actually this couple years at the school my daughter goes to. So I think like a pilot. So I think once the school or that two schools do it, I think everybody will grab on to the system, and then hopefully the governor will be able to say, okay, you know what, let's get with all these lieutenants and see what we can do to make this thing happen. I'm telling you, math is one subject that the Chinese kids, the Indian kids, the Asian kids, all of them, they do it, but they do it on a level where it makes it more easy for them and more fun for them to learn. I know that one because I know the kids tell me about it.
Not only that, in those countries where they come from, their culture is much different, and they are really in tune with education. Right. Those parents invest in their education. Even when they're living in their own native countries, they are sending their children here, feeling as though it's an opportunity. That's why you have all of those foreign exchange and all that other kind of stuff, because they really feel like America is that land of opportunity.
Right.
But something he said about our kids don't think it's fun, and our kids, it's boring and it's not good. And he also touched on how technology is so, advanced, and right now that's what these kids are doing. Mm-hmm. The problem is a lot of our kids do love technology. They got the tablets, they got the phones, they got the games, but they don't know how to create, work on them, and make them. So again, that falls into the point that I just addressed, that our kids are consumers when it comes to technology instead of producers. So right now, they put out saying IT and technology has a very small workforce of people of color. So a lot of the people who are working in technology field is the fastest growing field right now, and these people are making 100, 150, and 200,000 easy. Without even going to college, they just getting the certificates, and like technology. It's not even about your degree. It's about if you are up to date on the certifications. So technology work on certifications. So right now, these kids that are going and getting these certifications in IT and tech, they making 100, 150, and 200,000 easy. But guess who not benefit? Black and brown people not benefiting off of it because we don't know the mathematics. Right. We don't know how to put these things together. We don't know how to do the calculations. We don't know how to read these graphs. So right now, only thing we doing is buying all the PlayStation 4s and the Xboxes. Only thing we doing is buying all the iPads. Only thing we doing is buying all the technology, but we not benefiting off the money that's come from making these things.
Right. Very good point.
I agree.
Thank you so much, Ross. We're still waiting for you to come in here, Kent.
I know. You know what? I'm retired now, so now I'm coming on.
All right. All right. Thank you so much. You definitely added something.
Maybe next month.
Okay, that sounds good.
Yeah. Keep on doing what y'all doing. I mean, it's wonderful.
Thank you so much.
We try to get 45 online. We be in business then.
He is not trying to be under any scrutiny. And you gotta catch him in the middle of the night. That's when he tweets.
That's right. He gonna try.
So much. Yeah, he's going to try. He's already working on it. Yep. Yes, thank you so much. So every time we try to catch up, they change the game. We need to change the rules of the game. Very powerful. What do you think about that? Changing the rules of the game. Is that even possible?
So I like that because I always speak on that. The problem is we can't change the structure of the game until enough of us are in position to be able to become law changers, law makers,
Rule
creators, rule changers. The problem is too many of us are chilling on the side saying it don't work. Too many of us are laying back complaining, but there's not enough workers. What I get passionate and upset about is we know it's messed up for us.
Right.
But you don't lay down and just lose. You get up and keep fighting. And the problem is we don't have enough individuals in these positions to be able to change the structure of nothing. And then again, I'm not taking the power or the strength away from strong women. So please don't misconstrue when I say this. There is no other race right now but the black race where the woman is more successful in the community than the man. Right now, black women are outdoing black men. That's not against women.
Right.
That's the structure of things. No Arabian, the Arabian women is not blowing the Arabian men out the water. The white women not blowing the white men out the water. The Asian men, the Latino, you can't name no other race but the black race, whereas though it's more successful women than it is men. See, I'm not trying to take the strength away from women, but anytime you want to strip a body or a country or people from something, you kill the man off first. If you're talking about military or militant, they are taking our men out the game. And the problem is our men fall into it. Our men fall into it easy. Our men I know some men for a fact that don't even got a daggone record. And he rather not go get a job. He rather go in the street and try to do the foolishness. You know why? Because that's what we promote.
Yeah.
That's what we make cool.
Because he's thinking, again, that's his only way to get ahead. Just like that video vixen. If that's what he has to do to get ahead, that's what he's thinking he has to do.
But that's not the only way to get ahead.
It's not. And I'm not saying that.
But to the point is though, some of us know that's not the only way to get ahead.
Right.
But that's the way that seems like it's cool. Do y'all understand? A lot of these little kids that's on the corner not really making no big money, they're that nickel and diamond. They can make a better wage, feel more safe and comfortable, go and get a job than standing out here on these corners. Pull up to your urban community gas station. You damn near got from 5 to 15 young boys all walking up to you talking about got that loud out. It's not that many loud buyers on this one corner that is 15 of y'all on the same corner talking about got the loud.
Check your phone. Did you have a call?
No, it ain't called.
Oh, Terry, you have to call our different number. Our new number, our temporary number.
424-653-7663.
You're going to get a lot of calls tonight.
Oh, man, let's talk about it. Because I'm passionate about it. Because I'm from it. 424-653-7663. I go on the corner and I talk to these kids. I've tried to help and give these young men different opportunities. I've tried to talk to them. I've tried to sit down and work and fill out job applications. I've taken these kids to job appointments. I've given these kids clothes to wear. Our society right now promotes so much negativity that these young boys don't give a dag about getting no job. They feel like it's slicker to stand up on that corner.
Right. They want the notoriety. They feel better. They feel loved. They feel important.
And that corner, and I tell them, yo, we love the street so much, but the street don't love us. The street is killing us at a high rate.
Right.
DC number.
All right, we have a caller.
How you doing?
I'm saying, how are you?
I'm doing well. You called in for the show?
Yes, I did.
Okay, what's your remarks?
I was basically saying, when you were there earlier that we need to come together, and one of the things that I'm a little sister to a sorority, but I feel like we have all these sororities and fraternities that people pay all this money to get into, and it's a lot of well-to-do people in these positions that have access in government and high society and high-profile positions that we could utilize that and information to get funding and start putting programs together where we could take people who have these certifications and start coming into our schools and coming into our PAL programs and doing stuff that will help our community.
So I actually love that. I love what you just said because that's also a problem in our community. Is that we might not have a large percentage of people of color who are successful, but the percentage that we do have, a lot of them are for self. It's like
so
once they get there,
privilege.
Once they get there, it's like, oh no.
Or share it, I said.
Yeah, share it. It's like once they get there, they're not sharing the knowledge. They're not sharing the wealth. They're not sharing the positions. They're not sharing, what they've learned to get there. So I definitely agree with what you just said.
What really bothered me when we had that riot here in Baltimore, it was so much confusion and confliction and passion. And I know I started my turnout for Big Brother, Big Sister, and I was looking for a black man. My son is a great Big Brother, Big Sister, and I'm grateful for him. But he's not a man of God.
Right.
And he's good to my son. But at the same time, who wants to teach a black man how to be a great black man, but a black man? And unfortunately, we have all these groups marching and nobody enrolled. You got people enrolling to become Qs, Kappas, Sigmas, and people going into churches and stuff. And yeah, there's a bunch of different groups. But there was so much money given by Baltimore City going towards mentorship programs, and it was all this money that was being said that was out there, and nobody came through. And you wonder why our kids are lost?
That's a very good point. But again, you are asking them to share their privilege. So Kent is saying he understands that, but our people forget they're selfless, and Big Brother, Big Sister is gone to the wayside. I don't even think you're right because I haven't even heard of that.
Even if it's not Big Brother, Big Sister, we have the young. I'm sorry, I don't remember his name, but he asked the question: how do we perpetuate our kids in our community and make them better? Well, we're doing all these things at a higher level, but if we don't start when they're young, we can't get our kids to that higher level. So all of us that are in these positions that are in higher level, we got people that know how to get grant money from the federal government. We got people that know how to the ins and outs of finding funding. We got people that know how to, utilize grant money and get other grants. But nobody's utilizing that to make it happen in our own community.
That's very true, and that's where we're going back to supporting those efforts that are doing it. Doing those things and trying to help out our community. People are not supporting those things, and while other communities don't necessarily need those things, we aren't necessarily supporting what we do need. And again, like I say all the time, is how can you save me if I don't want to be saved?
Mm-hmm. That's true.
He's saying they're marching for the wrong things. So it's funny that she calls out the sororities and fraternities. And again, I'm not sure because again, I'm not part of that type of group either. So I'm not sure what they really stand for, what they're doing, or whatever. But I thought that one of the things that they were supposed to be doing is working for and with the community. Why aren't we seeing a lot of that? Why aren't we seeing a lot of it? So if you're in a sorority or a fraternity, help us out. Help us understand. these mission specific things that you're doing. I see sometimes, they do specific things, but your people who are in those higher up positions, why are they not helping to the
I think, well,
Kid says stepping.
well, back in my college days, the Sigmas, we used to go out before to get black people to vote, we would go house to house. We have the voter registration cards and stuff like that. I don't know if they still doing those things now, but to me, I don't think that you have to be a part of a fraternity or sorority to uplift the community. Why do I have to be a part of something to uplift my people? Why it just can't be regular people doing it? Why?
So when regular people do it, that's what Wesley and I are saying. When regular people do it, nobody's supporting us. Nobody's supporting us. So things that we recognize are missing in our families and our households, we try to create services and programs in which we can start to teach your children for you. They may not be getting it at school, but I'm going to come to this rec center and I'm going to try to help you out as much as I can. But people don't support that. Everything, I don't care how big your heart is,
Right.
Everything takes money.
Yes.
I put tens of thousands of dollars into my program. Cannot get people cash at me $1.
No,
I think that's like the new thing.
She's right though. Like I know she's been doing the work, I've been doing the work, and I put thousands on top of thousands on top of thousands of dollars in the community that I work for, or people see what you're doing. It is the hardest thing ever to get them to support or donate or do something back, and you helping your own people.
Right.
And it's like, why is it so hard to get you to support this? But you will go spend your last dollar on something negative or on something you don't need. But we out here actually, and I'm not complaining, I'm just being real, like, for the people who are actually out here trying to help the kids.
Right.
It's so hard for us to continue to do the work that we're doing, because like she just said, we need resources to continue to grow these things. If you go look in the Jewish community, their programs and their camps, man, those people support like no other. If you go look at the white community, they support their camps and their fundraisers and the people who are doing the work for the community. Every other race, they support. When you look at our community, it's so hard to get support for the positive things, and I haven't figured out why. And I'd be like, yo, we the ones doing the worst. Why does it take so much for us to support our own people?
Right. He said it's us, Jamel. Jamel's saying it's us. So you know why it's us. And and that's my thing. Jamel, I'm gonna come up with a cash app. You better send me $1. So, it's just, we really have to invest in ourselves. Mm-hmm. Like, if you see a good program out here, you see people trying to grind and stuff like that, while some people are not being honest, they're not being true, they are trying to steal money, it's some of us who really want to make a difference in a community. We really need your help. We really need your support. I have 5 children. One of them is an adult, but I still have 4 that I'm taking care of. And it's hard to use all of my money and all of my resources to try to run my household and help the community. And if I had, all the money in the world, I would still do the same thing.
Right.
Nothing, when I got into what it is that I do, I didn't do it because I felt like I would be rich. Because there's no way that I can ever get rich. Mm-hmm. All of my friends can cash at me $1. I will not get rich off of what I'm doing because it costs me to run my program, to get the kids. In our program, when these children are going to proms, and I shouldn't call them kids, but when they're going to proms and stuff, I want to get their nails done. Right. I want them to look good. I want them to feel good and feel like they can be in there with everybody else. I teach any kid who comes through my program, I teach them CPR first aid for free. I want to be able to buy all of these curriculums. I want to be able to take them to do things that they will never get the opportunity to do so because of how they live, how they're being raised. Let's get passports and take them outside of the country.
Yes.
They won't even go from East Baltimore to West Baltimore. That is crazy to me.
You said outside of the country. Man,
let's get them to New York. Let's get them.
You're right. We can't even. I know people right now who live over East Baltimore don't know nothing about West Baltimore. Do you know how small Baltimore is compared to the world? Listen, people, in America, there's only like 360 million people in America. If you take America off the planet, you still have another almost 8 billion people on this planet. So if you move small little America aside, you still have another 8 billion people. And it's like, you got people so confined in one little block or neighborhood, you haven't seen the world. So I get what you're saying. It's like one place Baltimoreans do go to is Miami. Lord have mercy. That is the most famous place Baltimoreans know. Miami. Every year for 30 years, they'll go to Miami.
Kent is saying, what about DC? Let's go to DC. So, you have all of the museums and
no. DC, dope. Yeah, DC, I love DC. DC not even that far, but it's a whole different world than Baltimore. It blows my mind because I go to DC a lot. It's a lot of culture, a lot of fun. There's a lot of, jobs. The housing market is different. DC is a whole different animal, and it's not even that far. So he's right. I will be down for DC.
Right. So, but the point is to support these efforts that in turn, and we can't depend on their parents to support us. I'm out here, I'm trying to help your kid. I can't ask you for help because if you could give me help, you would be helping your own kid, right?
Not really.
No?
It's the mentality. That's what I'm saying. It's the mentality that we fighting against. Yeah, we got to fight against the system. But as people of color, we also fighting against our own mentality that has been brainwashed into us. Because again, like we were just talking about, a lot of these kids will, that's what happened.
Oh man, home.
No, you didn't bring the
hot dog and the drink.
Yeah, I've been trying to figure out what happened this whole time.
I'm sorry.
That's what he's so upset about.
I'm sorry, I didn't get a chance to go to that.
Oh man, we just figured something out just now. I'm sitting over here like, bro, I don't know what you're going through, but you're tripping over there. Ain't nothing happening in the car. He was tripping. Nah, what happened was she got him used to
that hot dog and that big
So now when he comes, he expects that. So when he got here, his little feelings was hurt.
So you gotta keep it up now.
Right. That's the way to a man's heart.
I know what I mean.
That's what it is.
I'm saying here like,
see, when you start something, you gotta continue.
Yes. I'm sorry, I came from work late. Yeah, don't play with it though. Okay.
But where was we at? We just lost track.
My man Elijah, I gotta make sure I take care of him. So we're talking about the mentality, the parents. I'm saying, if I'm trying to help children who are less fortunate than mine, I can't expect that their parents will support me. I need other parents like me, or people who aren't even parents, people who have that influence. I need you to share your privilege. Help me out. That's what I'm saying.
But my thing is, we need all. It don't matter what level you are. We need all hands on deck. Because we are so far behind, we need all hands on deck. I'm telling you. And when I mean about the mentality, like we were just talking about the clothing and stuff like that, that's a mentality type thing. You know why? Because a lot of us will be broke. A lot of us won't have a lot of money in our bank account, but we will figure out how to come up with money to get those Jordans or that Louis belt or that Gucci belt. And that's what I mean. We need all hands on deck. We need to take our mind out of that. We need to take our mind from thinking we made it because we sending our son and daughter to school with Gucci and Louis belts and little purses, but we have nothing in the bank account, or that our kids aren't reading or good in mathematics or science. No, we need to think beyond that. So when I say a mindset, that's what I mean. We're fighting against a mindset that we are more happy and proud to prepare our son and daughter in a fresh outfit than we are seeing our son and daughter with A's and B's and a report card when they come home.
Right. So Kent is saying he thinks that all children should be able to attend summer camps and after school programs, which I absolutely agree. I absolutely agree with that. But summer camps are $125 a week. I'm not saying, right, because I can't do that with 4 children. I'm not saying I expect people to feel bad for me because I can't afford $700 a week to send all my children to camp. But what I'm saying is, one, it takes a lot of money to do so. So again, offering my programs for free means that I have to have the resources either in my own pocket or through gifts, donations, grants, whatever, in order to do that. But again, people are not really trying to, Jordan has no love for you. Exactly. So people aren't.
None.
None. So Hutch is saying, check this out, Hawk. You go see all of those black owners and start with them. So Kent is saying it should be free. Even if we did offer for free, Kent, how are we going to pay for it? Because I know that, you can get meals and stuff, but you have to have a place to have a summer camp. So who has money, Kent? Help us out. Maybe we can get together and do a summer camp next year. So, it's just crazy. So it just basically brings us right back. He said good luck on a summer camp. It just brings us right back to our point that we need support, but we're not getting it. We're not getting it from our community. And, it's unfortunate if you feel like you have to relocate or move out of Baltimore just to get that assistance and that help. So, and it's so much red tape. If you don't have a 501c3, they're not trying to help you because then they can't get the tax benefit for helping you. That's all that's about. Not that they don't have it, but a lot of these organizations, these schools, the city, the county, and all this other kind of stuff. Hutch, in order to use the schools, you have to, have the 501c3. You have to get the principals to buy into what it is that you're doing. My program was supposed to be in Mervo. Worked on it. First year we didn't get in. Second year we finally got in. It was offering us money. We were taking the programs there and all that kind of stuff. But then once it got to North Avenue, it fell through because then it all came down to the bottom line, the money.
And that's another way how they keep you out.
Right.
It's like they got these caps. That's why you need to have a program that can support itself from the actual community, support itself from bringing some type of funds or income in, some type of their time as well. The resources need to be bought. So we need money to do any of this stuff. Yeah, we want to help the kids, we want to help the community, we want to help our people. But that needs money. Everything on this planet basically needs money. So it's like, if you're going to get it done, where's the money coming from? Because the government is not, unless you are these big organizations, the government, majority of the time, not giving it to you. And you shouldn't really be sustaining yourself off of government funds. You know why? Because that can change anytime. Yeah. You can have a program that was running well for 5 or 10 years in the community, helping people, and somebody new get in office, and they'll just snatch that grant right from you, and now you can't sustain that company. It happens all the time. So you need something that can work in your own community.
Right, again, that's probably your business model, because you should not run any organization, business, no matter how big or small, on one grant, on one source, because like you said, it always can be snatched out for money. So Ms. Moore is saying, I don't send my kids to camp because I don't trust that someone won't rape her sons. That's serious, because you just don't know what's going on. You know how many cases they have coming up with daycares and all of the irresponsible things people are doing, leaving them in cars. I mean, molesting them, slapping them, just doing all kinds of stuff. So I definitely get you on that. So Kent is also saying in PG County it's only $50 from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. through parks and planning. So that's excellent. That's excellent. So is that a week or right? Like, how you gonna get a? But PG County is a rich place too. We're talking about Baltimore City, Kent. We're poor here. The mayor, what's her name? Yeah, Catherine. We need your help. So he's agreeing with Jamel and saying that use the schools, and they're doing it in PG. But I know that their people are probably supporting these programs and services and stuff like that as well. So Ken is saying, so why send them to school? Why send them to school for the whole summer? If these places are intended to help, so he said he would make calls and stuff like that. So I mean, we just really do need support. But the problem is, let me tell you why they don't really take us serious, right? If I'm coming and I'm saying, hey, my program is blah, 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 and I'm trying to do this, I'm trying to do that, and I am a single person, I don't have any connections to anywhere, they don't take me serious. But I think that if I can get the whole down the hill and we start making some noise or whatever, I think she got your point, kid. She said, don't be smart. So if the whole downhill accompanied me to the city hall or whatever to let Catherine know that we're serious, we might be able to make some waves. The problem is, though, getting the whole downhill together to go with me. That's the problem. So that's, people don't take you seriously because they say, oh, this one person, you can't change the world or whatever. So it's true. It's true. I cannot do it by myself. I can't. That is so true. So, and again, people don't really trust a lot of places.
Right.
So we can come up with this free summer camp. They trying to figure out, what you trying to do?
Right.
What you trying to do? So, that definitely is an issue. But, when we look at stuff, we're going to be going off in like 10 minutes. Okay. So, don't put me there. So, it's really important to get that back in. Like, what are some of the things that you can suggest that we do to get that back in? We're trying to find a solution here. Like I said, I exhaust all of my resources trying to make sure other people's children are okay. Mm-hmm. A lot of my focus, especially, in my book and all that kind of stuff, child sexual abuse. That is serious. It's happening right under your noses. And that was part of, what we were supposed to be talking about last week. You're so ready and able to kick out your gay kid, but you got that boyfriend in there laying up, he ain't paying no bills. You give him a bazillion chances. He get to stay, but I'm gay and you kick me out. So we got to get our priorities straight. So, we just gotta figure it out. We just gotta figure it out. Technology is definitely a way to get to these children. So I wrote something in there for that. Having tablets and things like that, because it's a financial literacy program that you need tablets for. So a lot of kids don't even have that. So then you got to worry about getting the internet. So it's important that we invest into our children. And I'm not just saying the children in your home.
Right.
Because your children are going to go out and meet these other children that you need to invest in. That's why I'm just so confused. Why do we have such a lackadaisical approach when your children are going to come in contact with these very children who don't have guidance? That's where they're learning a lot of this stuff from. So Lakia is saying, I think it's the same attitude that white people have towards us. We've adopted that way of thinking. If it's a black person asking for money, we see it as begging, and we think the kids won't see a dime of the money. We hate us more than they hate us. Oh my God.
That was deep right there.
Deep, yeah.
You just grabbed my attention back. That was deep right there.
You just grabbed my attention back.
No, seriously, because that right there is deep. We hate us more than other people hate us. You know, and I use the example all the time. If you walking down the street and there's 3 black dudes walking up the street, majority of the times if you ask a woman or a man what they gonna do, they gonna cross the street or move out the way. It can be 3 young black boys walking up the street with hoods or without hoods. Majority of the time you want to walk across the street or wait or move out the way. If it's 3 white boys walking up the street, you're not thinking
that.
they could do something to you. But they could be the same rapists, robbers, killers, destruction people, but you're not thinking that. And we got to get out that mentality too. A lot of people are not even doing things for their own kids, and then the ones that are, it's bigger than that. Do you know I've had questions? You else's kid. Why you always doing something for somebody else's kids?
Right.
Let that father do that. And I'll be like, brother, that's what I'm dedicated to doing. And more brothers need to step up in our community and start doing more stuff, because maybe our kids, women, and elderly wouldn't be struggling at the level we are. You know what I'm saying? It takes more than just one man or one woman to do something. We need more, and we need all hands on deck, like she just said, for us to get out of this, because we do. We hate each other. We hate each other at a high level.
Yeah. So we definitely have to change our mentality. Lakia again has a very good point. Our skin has been demonized. Self-love has to be taught. We talked about that last week. That was my very point about what Tyler.
Hey Tyler, you on flames over there, girl. I don't know if I know you, but you on flames. I like your mind. Keep it going.
Yeah, so we just have to do better. So, if I'm coming on Facebook and I'm begging and I'm asking for something, it's for a purpose. It's not because I'm going to get rich behind it. I'm trying to help somebody else's children. So, listen, Kent, don't even get me started on churches. He said mine too, but some churches cost money. I'm not even going to feed into that. You try and take me there, Kent. I ain't doing it though. Not going to do it tonight. So, our show is winding down. We have about 4 minutes left. I just want to give a few quick reminders. Make sure you're checking us out every Monday from 7 to 9. We talk about real topics in real communities, searching for real solutions. This was an excellent discussion today. We want to thank you for always listening. Make sure you're supporting the No Leader Project. Wesley comes every week. We definitely want to help him. We'll be coming out with some different things to support. Don't forget, mark your calendars for October the 10th, October the 20th from 12 to 6. We're going to be at the Pearly Recreational Center, 4633 Pearly Avenue. Make sure you're checking out YouTube. We're on YouTube. They want us to get away from using these lives, and hit us up on YouTube, WMSK Online Radio. Make sure you're checking out State versus Us magazine. The CEO, Ms. Connoisseur, has some great stories in there that she talks about. It's really making some waves. Any last words, Wesley?
My last words is always, no matter what you're going through, no matter where you at, no matter what you've gone through, no matter who your parents or your family, you can be successful, you can be great, but you got to put the hard work in. And no matter where you at right now, you might not be in that same position next year, but you got to be the one who changed your mind and put that work in. That's my last message of the night. You can be great.
All right. Any last words? Aisha.
No, just have a good night.
All right. So that's going to be it for us. Open Wide with Neeuq on WMSK Online Radio. This is the home of the Cheryl Underwood Morning Show. Kent is saying good work, Wesley. August the 11th, we also have a fundraiser. We have Make sure you check out WMSK, get those tickets, check it out. I think they're on Eventbrite as well. Kent is saying go Redskins. I bet you would say that. Oh, Wesley says no. So, all right, Miss Moore, she's saying good night to everyone and have a blessed week. Kisses. So we'll see you next week. Have a good night. All right.
That was funny.
All right.
Why is it dark out here?
It's just, we are just like in a sad state of mind. Like, what gets us out of there? Oh, no.
Why is it dark out there?
Somebody got the lights off.
What time is it?
Elijah, I was watching you pop and all that stuff you be doing. Can you
You
teach
guys
me some
see him
moves?
Can you see him do the,